If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Resistance.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
As President Eisenhower left office, he warned us that an alliance had been made between factions of government and private industry that allowed for unknown, unelected entities to direct governmental policy. 3 months later, President John F. Kennedy repeated this warning to the American Press Association.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
JFK was assassinated, and the deep state began to thrive. Private multinational interest groups like the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, and Bilderberg Group began infiltrating the highest levels of government, gradually shifting the policies of the United States to favor their own globalist agenda, eroding the foundation of our constitutional republic from within. In 2000, neocon think tank PNAC published Rebuilding America's Defenses, their plans for global domination. In it, they defined their biggest obstacle to be lack of public support. Further, the process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event, like a new Pearl Harbor. After the Twin Towers fell, the deep state had their new Pearl Harbor and began carrying out the dirty business of regime change.
So I just got this memo from the Secretary of Defense's office that says we're going to attack and destroy the governments in 7 countries in 5 years. We're going to start with Iraq, and then we're going to move to Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran.
What resulted was chaos. The targeting of civilians became normalized, and with each attack, the rebel forces grew stronger in numbers. Open slave trades and the blight of Sharia law spread throughout the region. The visage of spreading democracy throughout the Middle East was gone, and we were left with an endemic climate of destabilization throughout the region of the Middle East and North Africa. In an unparalleled response to all of this, the United Nations began a massive resettlement program, flooding Western countries with millions of displaced foreigners with conflicting cultures and no obligation to assimilate. Like an invasion, the citizens of these Western nations are not only compelled to accept the invading culture without protest, but their own ancestral culture is being dismantled under the pretext of political correctness, as to not offend the conflicting culture of the invaders. No sovereign nation can survive this, which is precisely the objective of the deep state. Order out of chaos. From the ashes of fallen nations, they hope to build a new global empire. This means an end to the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. It is death to the inalienable rights of the individual.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.